Hello, friends. You work hard, you earn money, yet at the end of the month, the same question comes up. Where did the money go? This question may seem simple, but its answer is much deeper. And the truth is, most people never actually find the answer because they think the problem is in their income. But if the problem were really income, then people who earn more would never struggle. But they do. That clearly means the problem is somewhere else. And that problem is not outside. It is inside you, your mind. Now understand this carefully. When money comes to you, how does your mind react? It does not let you stay calm. It pushes you. Spend a little. You deserve it. You work so hard. And slowly, all of this starts to feel right to you. You think you are making your own decisions. But in reality, your mind is making the decisions for you. Your mind always chooses instant gratification. It does not care about the future. It just wants to feel good right now. That is why when you buy something, it feels good. When you spend money, you feel lighter. And this feeling pushes you to do the same thing again and again. Slowly, this becomes a pattern. You earn, you spend, then you regret, and then you repeat the same cycle. What is the most dangerous part? All of this starts to feel normal. You think, this happens to everyone. I'm not alone. And that is where you stop. But if you stay stuck there, nothing will change because you are looking for the problem in the wrong place. The problem is not money. The problem is that your mind keeps pushing you toward instant gratification, and you are unable to stop it. You think you are in control, but the truth is, you are not until you understand this one thing. Your financial life will keep returning to the same place again and again, because the real game is not about money. The real game is happening inside your mind. And the most interesting part is, you think you are making your own decisions, but the truth is, most of the decisions are not made by you. Your mind is making them automatically. Have you ever noticed? You know what is right, yet you still do what is wrong? You know that spending money on every small thing is not right. You know that saving is important. You also know that decisions made on impulse lead to regret later, yet you still do the same things. Why does this contradiction happen? Because your mind works in two different ways. The first part, fast, emotional, and reactive. The second part, slow, thoughtful, and logical. The problem is that most of your decisions come from the first part. When you see something that you like, your mind has already decided, this is good. After that, your logic only justifies it. You think, this is necessary. It's not that expensive. I will manage. But in reality, the decision has already been made. In one research study, it was found that when a person makes a decision, the brain first gives an emotional response, and a few milliseconds later, logic supports it. That means you feel first, then you think, and this pattern affects your financial life. When you spend money, you get an instant reward. Your brain releases dopamine, which makes you feel good, and the brain wants to repeat whatever makes it feel good. That is why you keep making the same decisions that feel right in the short term, but hold you back in the long term. You think you are in control, but in reality, your mind is controlling you in every small decision. And the most dangerous part, all of this happens so quietly that you don't even realize it. All you feel is, I made this decision myself. But in reality, your mind is guiding you toward whatever gives it instant satisfaction. And until you understand this process, you will keep making the same decisions that will keep you exactly where you are right now. Because the real problem is not that you are making wrong decisions. The real problem is that you don't even understand how your decisions are being made. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. And when you don't understand this, your mind starts doing something else. It starts proving you right. This is the most dangerous part, because now you are not just making decisions. You are also justifying them. You may have noticed, whenever you buy something, a small dialogue starts in your mind before it. It's not that expensive. I haven't bought anything in a while. I deserve this. Just this once. None of this is random. This is your mind, trying to convince you that what you are about to do is right. In reality, the decision has already been made. Now the mind is just trying to justify that decision. In psychology, this is called self-justification, meaning you make wrong decisions and then create stories to prove them right. And slowly, this becomes your habit. Now you are not just spending. You are also creating a reason behind every expense. And that reason allows you to repeat the same mistake again and again. You think, this time it's okay. I'll control it next time. But that next time never comes. Because every time, your mind gives you a new reason. This doesn't just happen with money. It happens in every decision. But in the case of money, its impact is the most visible. Because here, every small mistake slowly becomes big. And the biggest thing, you feel like you are in control. You think, I know what I'm doing. I will manage. But the truth is, you are not managing. You are just convincing yourself. And this self-deception does not let you move forward. Your mind does not let you see the truth. It only shows you what feels good to you. And as long as this continues, you will keep doing what feels right in the moment, but turns out wrong in the long term. Slowly, this pattern becomes so strong that your own mistakes don't even feel like mistakes anymore. You start accepting them as normal. And this is where the biggest trap is created. You are wrong, but you feel like you are right. And when a person cannot even see their own mistake, they cannot change it. That is why you keep making the same decisions and getting the same results. Because your mind keeps telling you a new story every time. And every time you believe that story. Slowly, this is no longer just one decision. It becomes a pattern. You think you are making a new decision every time. But the truth is, you are repeating the same old decision with a new excuse. This is your habit loop. Your mind works in patterns. It does not want clarity. It wants familiarity, meaning whatever it has done before, it prefers to do it again. Now look at this in your own life. Money comes. You feel good. You spend a little, and it feels good. That feeling good becomes a signal for your mind. Now the next time money comes, your mind will follow the same path. Without thinking, this is autopilot mode. You are not consciously deciding. You are just reacting. And that is why you keep doing what you have done before. You may have noticed many times you tell yourself, this time I will control myself. This time I won't spend unnecessarily. But as soon as the same situation comes, you do the same thing again. And later you think, I made the same mistake again. But this is not a mistake. This is a program pattern. Your mind wants shortcuts. It does not like to think fresh every time. So it chooses old paths that are easy, that are familiar, and that give it instant reward. That is why your financial life does not change. Because you are not thinking new. You are repeating the same. And this repetition is so subtle that you don't even notice it. You feel like it just happened this one time. But the truth is, it is happening every time. Slowly, this loop becomes so strong that you cannot go against it. Your mind decides first, then pushes you to act the same way, and then makes it feel normal. And when something starts to feel normal, it becomes even harder to change. That is why people don't change even when they know, because they are not controlling their behavior. They are being controlled by their patterns. And until this pattern is broken, any new decision will only be temporary. You can try, but you won't sustain it, because your mind will keep bringing you back to the same path you have already walked. And this is the real reason why change does not come just by thinking, because your mind does not run on thinking. It runs on habit. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. And that is why, when it comes to saving, your mind suddenly starts to resist. Have you ever noticed? Spending feels easy, but why does saving feel difficult? This is not just a lack of discipline. This is a design of your mind. Your mind looks at everything in two ways, pain and Reward. Now think about it. When you spend money, what do you get? Instant happiness, instant satisfaction. You buy something, and in that very moment, you feel good. This is a reward for your mind. Now look at the other side. When you save money, what do you get? Nothing. No happiness. No excitement. No instant reward. In fact, it feels like you have lost something. This is why your mind sees saving as pain. And naturally, it wants to avoid pain and move toward reward. So whenever you have a choice, spend now, or save for later, your mind immediately decides, spend now, because feeling good right now seems more important than benefiting later. And this is the biggest trap. You sacrifice long-term stability for short-term happiness. You think, I'll enjoy now. I'll figure it out later. But that later never becomes easy, because every time, your mind follows the same pattern. Slowly, this behavior becomes so strong that saving starts to feel unnatural. You feel like, I can't save. It's not my thing. But that is not the truth. The truth is that your mind is seeing saving the wrong way. It sees it as a loss, when in reality, it is a future gain. And until this perception changes, your behavior will not change either, no matter how hard you try. If your mind keeps seeing saving as pain, you will keep avoiding it. That is why most people know that saving is important, yet they still don't do it, because for them, saving is not a logical decision. It is an emotional struggle, and when a decision is driven by emotion, logic often loses. That is why it is important to understand. You are not avoiding saving because you are irresponsible. You are avoiding saving because your mind sees it as pain, not reward. And until this equation is reversed, your financial life will remain stuck in the same place. Now understand one more thing. Where your mind avoids saving, it also fears investing. You must have felt it yourself. Whenever the topic of investment comes up, you feel a hesitation inside. You think, what if I lose the money? What if I invest in the wrong place? What if there is a loss? And these questions stop you from taking action. This fear does not come suddenly. It is a natural response of your mind. Your mind always wants to avoid loss. In psychology, this is called loss aversion, meaning the happiness you get from gaining 100 Indian rupees is less than the pain you feel from losing 100 Indian rupees. Now think, when you think about investing, what does your mind see? It does not see profit. It sees risk. It does not see opportunity. It imagines loss. And the moment your mind imagines loss, it stops you. You step back, even before taking action. That is why many people never even start investing. They say, I'll learn a bit more. This is not the right time. I'll look into it later. But in reality, they are not delaying. They are afraid. And this fear is not logical. It is emotional, because your mind does not like uncertainty. It wants guarantees. It wants control. But in investing, both of these are missing. And that is why your mind rejects it. Now notice one more thing. When it comes to spending, you don't think this much. But when it comes to investing, you start overthinking. Why? Because in spending, you get an instant reward. But in investing, the reward is delayed. And your mind sees delay as risk. So it keeps you on the safe side. Do nothing. And that is the biggest loss. Because not taking action is also a decision. And many times, it turns out to be the most expensive one. You feel like you are playing safe. But in reality, you are losing opportunities. And slowly, this fear becomes your default behavior. You start avoiding everything new. You start running away from every risk. And you stay exactly where you are, because your mind is trying to protect you. But in the same process, it is stopping you from growing. And when protection starts blocking progress, that very safety becomes your biggest limitation. Asterisk, asterisk. Asterisk, asterisk. Now understand one more thing. Let's say you have managed to control your fear a little. You have even started Then why are you still unable to go very far? Because your mind stops you at another point. Patience. You may have noticed. You want everything quickly, results quickly, growth quickly, success quickly. If something is happening slowly, you start feeling restless. You think, why is it taking so long? Isn't there a faster way? What's the point of such slow growth? And this thinking pulls you away from the long term. In reality, your mind does not even consider slow progress as progress. It only notices change when the result is big and immediate. But reality is different. Financial growth builds slowly through small steps and becomes visible over time. But your mind does not understand this process. It feels like nothing is happening. And the moment you feel this, you become impatient. You quit midway. I'll change your path. I'll start trying something new. This is the biggest mistake, because real growth is happening in that very phase where you feel like nothing is happening. But your mind cannot see that invisible progress. A simple example: if you improve a little every day, at the beginning, no big difference will be visible. But over time, that small improvement turns into a big result. This is called compounding. But the problem is, your mind thinks linearly, while growth is exponential. Meaning, in the beginning, everything feels slow, but later it speeds up. And because your mind cannot see results at the start, it gives up in the middle. You think, this is not working for me. Maybe I should try something else. But in reality, you simply did not give the process enough time. You lost patience. And that is why people start, but cannot stay consistent, because their mind wants instant results. And when it does not get them, it loses interest. That is why many people, despite having potential, fail to move forward, because they cannot wait. And until you learn to wait, you cannot grow, because the real game is not about running fast. The real game is about staying consistent for a long time. But this is where your mind plays another trick. It forces you to look at others. You do not make your decisions based on yourself. You make them by looking at others. You may have noticed, if a friend buys something, you want the same. If a new trend comes, you feel like you are falling behind. If someone shares profit from an investment, you feel like you should do it immediately. And this is where it begins. FOMO, fear of missing out. Meaning, if I don't do it now, I will fall behind. This feeling is very powerful because your mind works based on comparison. It always checks, what are others doing? Am I behind them? And the moment it feels that you are behind, it pushes you. Do something, do it now. But the problem is, this decision is not yours. It is pressure. You think you are taking an opportunity, but in reality, you are reacting under pressure. And decisions made under pressure are usually wrong, because at that moment, you are not thinking, you are just reacting. Now look carefully. When you compare, what are you actually seeing? You are only seeing the result. You do not see how much time, how much risk, and how many mistakes went into achieving that result. You only see the final outcome and try to copy it. This is where the mistake happens, because your mind does not see the full story. It only sees a highlight. And when you make decisions based on highlights, you ignore ground reality. That is why people invest by looking at others and then face losses, because their decision comes from comparison, not from understanding. And comparison never ends. There will always be someone ahead of you. There will always be someone doing more than you. If you base your decisions on that, you will never feel satisfied, and your mind will keep making you run without direction. Slowly, you will forget your own reality and start chasing other people's lives. And this is the most dangerous trap. You are not making decisions for your own life. You are making them by looking at others. And when your decisions are not truly yours, their outcomes are not in your control either, because your mind will keep making you feel that you are behind. And when a person feels that they are behind, they do not make the right decision. They make a fast decision, and decisions made in haste are often not the right ones. Asterisk, asterisk. Asterisk, asterisk. By now, one thing has gradually become clear. Your problem is not money. It is your mind. Your mind makes you impulsive. It scares you. It makes you compare. It makes you impatient. And the biggest thing, it does all of this quietly. You feel like you are in control, but in reality, you are reacting. Now the question is, if the problem is the mind, how do you take control back? Can you stop your mind? No, your mind is not designed to stop. It will always think. It will always react. But there's one thing you can do. You can observe it. This is awareness. As long as you are unaware, you are in automatic mode. But the moment you start noticing, a gap is created within you. For example, what used to happen before? You saw something. You liked it. You bought it. Now what can change? You see something. You like it, but you pause and ask yourself, do I really need this? Or am I just getting carried away in the moment? This small pause changes everything. Before, you were reacting. Now, you are responding. That is the difference of control. Control does not mean your mind will go silent. Control means you will not act on every thought immediately. You will observe it, understand it, and then decide. Slowly, this awareness becomes stronger. You start recognizing your patterns. When you act on impulse, when you feel fear, when you get stuck in comparison, and the moment you start seeing these patterns, it becomes possible to step out of them. This is a point where, for the first time, you feel, I can take control back. Now your mind is not running you. You are observing it. And this shift is very powerful, because now you are not following blindly. You are choosing consciously. But one thing is important to understand. This will not be easy. Your mind will keep trying to pull you back into old patterns. But every time you pause, every time you observe, you become a little stronger. And slowly, your decisions begin to change. Because now you are not acting from reaction. You are acting from awareness. And this is where real change begins. By now, you have clearly seen one thing. Your mind is not reliable. It pulls you toward instant pleasure. It stops you with fear. It makes you compare with others. It makes you chase quick results. Which means, if you rely only on your mind, you will keep ending up in the same place you are trying to leave. This is where a major shift happens. Living by systems, not by the mind. Now the question is, what is a system? A system means creating a structure where you do not have to make decisions every time. Because wherever there's a decision, your mind will interfere. And wherever your mind interferes, those same old patterns will return. That is why smart people do not leave everything to decisions. They turn it into a system. For example, if you have to decide every month how much to save, your mind will find some reason not to save every time. But if you create a system where as soon as money comes in, a portion automatically gets set aside, then you do not have to decide anymore. Now your mind does not get involved. This is the difference. Decision versus system. A decision is temporary. A system is permanent. A decision runs on emotion. A system runs on structure. And when you shift the systems, you bypass the weakness of your mind. You do not defeat it by fighting. You move around it. That is real control. Now you are not trying to stop yourself every time. You have created an environment where doing the wrong thing becomes difficult and doing the right thing becomes easy. Slowly, your entire financial life begins to change without extra struggle, without constantly fighting yourself. Because now you are not going against your mind. You have fitted into a system. This is a final shift where you move from reaction to structure. And when your life starts running on structure, stability comes automatically. Now you do not have to be strong every time. Your system keeps you strong. And this is where your financial life truly changes. Slowly, but in a lasting way. Because in the end, earning money is not as important as managing it. And that method is not hidden in your mind. It is hidden in your system. And if you saw a reflection of yourself in today's message, make sure to like this video, because it might help change someone else's thinking too. And if you truly want to understand your financial life, then subscribe to the channel, because here we do not just talk. We understand things and change them. And do write in the comments, what is the biggest mistake you realize about yourself today?